Today we talk Game Awards news, Paper Mario unfolding on the Nintendo Switch, the Final Fighter update for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, all that and more on today's edition of Mii Weekly. Let's do this! Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Mii Weekly, this time for Friday, December 3rd, 2021. I'm Hero TJ with Nintendo Wire, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. Welcome! It's December, and that means holiday decorations are popping up in Animal Crossing, retailers are vying for your business, and I'm 3 days into my Nintendo Advent calendar. This is also our final countdown to the end of 2021 and the end of this show, so I hope you'll stick it out with me through the final 5. Let's jump right into this week's headlines. The Game Awards will be streaming live next Thursday, December 9th. And in the lead up, Jeff Keighley has been teasing all kinds of exciting announcements that he can't wait to deliver. We recently got word that former Nintendo of America president Reggie will be making an honored appearance as one of this year's presenters. The Reginator has always managed to maintain a very high level of goodwill from Nintendo fans. He's always been a really unique character and definitely a one-of-a-kind personality. It'll be good to see him back again on the gaming scene, even if it is just for one night. As I mentioned, Jeff Keighley has been teasing all kinds of exciting announcements. Now, I don't want to speculate, but Nintendo does have a pretty storied history with the Game Awards. We got our first look at The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild gameplay at one of the past Game Awards, and at one of the Game Awards, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Champion's Ballad was straight up shadow dropped. And perhaps the most amazing, shocking, and unexpected of all the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate reveals happened at a Game Awards. Joker literally stole an invitation and stunned the gaming world by being the first fighter announced for Fighters Pass 1. And at last year's Game Awards, Sephiroth of Final Fantasy fame was revealed to be one of the characters included in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass 2. There's certainly no guarantee that Nintendo's going to have a big announcement this year, but it certainly would be in keeping with an established precedent if they did, and we all know, certainly insofar as the sequel to Breath of the Wild is concerned, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. We can already expect Nintendo to have a big presence at the show, as Metroid Dread is being recognized as a nominee in 2 categories, including Game of the Year. So will Nintendo dazzle us with some big news drop? If history is any indication, that certainly is a distinct possibility, and I for one will certainly be tuning in to find out. Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion certainly has experienced a bit of a rocky start. Maybe this next announcement will help to improve their fortunes a bit. Paper Mario has been announced for Nintendo Switch Online with a pun-filled new trailer. Adventure through the Mushroom Kingdom in this N64 classic to save Princess Peach from Bowser's clutches as a paper-thin version of Mario. The game is scheduled to release on December 10th and is only available to subscribers of Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion. This is the first title to be added to the service since launch, but many more titles are promised to warp down that pipeline in the future. As to Nintendo's release schedule, that, my friends, is anybody's guess. I'm sure Paper Mario is enough incentive to get some undecided folks to take the bait, but given the dramatic increase in price and poor performance reports, I can't really say I'm tempted. The Nintendo vs. Twitter account recently announced that version 13.0.1 of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is now available. So what's the significance here? Well, this is the last fighter adjustment update. Also included is a link with a full breakdown of the final fighter adjustments. I did peruse this list myself. It does include a few nerfs, but for the most part, many of your favorite characters are getting some minor buffs. And while this is Nintendo's final step at balancing the game, they do leave the door open for future updates to fix potential bugs. Nintendo has also began recycling tournament events, and while I suppose they could make new ones at any time if they wanted to, it's certainly not expected, and while they certainly could add new spirits at any point if they wanted to, I wouldn't count on that either. What do you think? Have we seen the last of the new spirits in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I wouldn't mind if a few new ones trickled in every now and again. Now playing! My hunt for the final few sea creatures in Animal Crossing New Horizons continues. As of this moment in time, I only have one more to go, the elusive sea pig. I'm getting pretty annoyed with it, to be quite honest. 2 nights this week, I searched for over 2 hours, and still no sign of this little booger. But instead of pestering you with yet another week of minor Animal Crossing updates, I want to talk about a game that I played a few months back, but I never discussed on the show. It's a super fun, addicting, charming little gem by the name of Yoku's Island Express. Picture like a chill, laid-back version of Metroid Dread, only you play as a ball-pushing dung beetle, and it's a pinball game. This little island is littered with pinball pinball flappers, and you puzzle your way through it by perfectly pinging your pinball from point to point. The story is compelling, but not overly complex. The characters have a lot of charm. It was short enough and interesting enough where I found myself wanting to 100% the game, which I did. The art is beautiful, and the game is really cheap. So if you're in the market for a game like Metroid Dread, that's a lot more laid back, and maybe doesn't have near as steep of a difficulty curve, I highly recommend Yoku's Island Express. This episode's Spirit of the Week comes from UltraYoshi. We're looking at number 1471, Fury Bowser, from Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Fury Bowser is the colossal form Bowser takes in the Bowser's Fury campaign included with the Super Mario 3D World port for Nintendo Switch. When the beast's fury has grown too strong, the light of the catshine can no longer keep it at bay. In this gigantic kaiju form, Bowser commences a rampage that includes a rain of fire and fiery fury blasts, until Bowser tires and returns to his Subnautica slumber, or if he's beat back into temporary submission by the equally titan-sized Giga Cat Mario, infused by the power of the Giga Bell. Fury Bowser is a legendary spirit and one of the most powerful in the entire game. Should you equip Fury Bowser, you'll be buffed with Fire Attack Up. Originally, the Bowser's Fury Spirit was only available as part of the Bowser's Fury Spirit event, but now you can acquire it on the Spirit board or in the Vault Shop just like any other spirit. Thanks to UltraYoshi for the suggestion. If there's a spirit you'd like to see as the Spirit of the Week, please let me know in the comment section below, and if yours is selected, you'll be recognized in the episode with an on-screen credit. But remember, there's only 4 more episodes to go, so don't wait. Now it's time to sound off. By this time next week, we'll already know which video game of 2021 has earned the illustrious title of Game of the Year. But just like any other form of entertainment, books, movies, comics, video games are a subjective medium. What might be considered the best among the masses may not be consistent with your own personal feelings. So my question for you is, what is your personal Game of the Year? I'm sure the final episode of Mii Weekly will be a 2021 year in review, where I'll probably get into my thoughts in a little bit more detail. But as far as my Game of the Year goes, there's only one game that can claim this distinguished honor, and that's the Switch version of Miitopia. This game passed me by when it first released for the 3DS, but once it launched on Nintendo Switch, I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. It had everything that I ever wanted in a game. And the way I played it, it more or less turned into the RPG version of Super Smash Bros. The game consisted primarily of Hero TJ and Dark TJ adventuring, interacting, and mingling with all my favorite Nintendo characters. I love this game from top to bottom. It was a blast to create the Miis, as well as share and swap them with some of the most amazing Mii creators out there. It was super fun to cast the characters. I found the story to be a perfect blend of suspenseful turn-based combat, comedic random interstitials, and a story that was as deep and heartfelt as you decided to make it, because it's quite literally shaped by how attached you are to the characters or people that you cast in the individual roles. If ever there was a game custom tailored to my taste, this is it. But that's enough about me. Let me know what your personal Game of the Year is in the comments section below. And that's a wrap on another edition of Mii Weekly. Allow me to express my sincere thanks that you chose to spend a little bit of time with me. As I mentioned, the Game Awards and whatever announcements are included therein will already be known by this time next week, so we'll be sure to discuss it here on the show. I hope you'll join me then. I pray you have a super awesome, amazing week. And until I see you again, this is Hero TJ signing out. Thanks for playing.
Wow.